The Ypsilon HF features a 276 horsepower EV powertrain, sharper chassis, and aggressive body kit. The most powerful version of the Italian supermini produces 276 horsepower from a single electric motor. Lancia also offers the HF line with sporty looks but no performance or chassis upgrades. The company presents two racing versions of the Ypsilon, the HF Racing and Rally 4 HF. More than a year after making its digital debut, Lancia's long-awaited hot hatch has finally rolled onto the tarmac. The subcompact Epsilon HF was officially launched at the Balocco proving ground in Italy, giving the world a first proper look at the fastest, most expensive Epsilon to date. For those who like the sporty aesthetic without the price tag or the horsepower, there's also the HF line for the supermini, a trimmed-down alternative available in both hybrid and electric form. It keeps most of the visual drama while skipping the mechanical upgrades. Starting with the full-blown Epsilon HF, the hot hatch is equipped with a single electric motor generating 276 horsepower, 207 kilowatts/280 PS, and 345 Newton-meters, 255 lb-ft of torque. That puts it right in line with other high-performance EVs under the Stellantis umbrella, such as the Abarth 600e, Alfa Romeo Junior Veloce, and the upcoming Opel Mokka GSE and Peugeot 208 GTI. With the help of a front-mounted Torsen limited slip differential, the Ypsilon HF can launch from 0 to 100 km per hour, 62 miles per hour, in 5.6 seconds. While that's quick for its class, top speed is less impressive, capped at 180 km per hour, 112 miles per hour. Power is drawn from a 54 kilowatt-hour battery, providing a WLTP-rated range of 370 kilometers, 230 miles, between charges. The HF rides on a stiffened chassis with revised suspension geometry and a lower stance. It sits 20 mm, 0.8 inches, closer to the ground than the standard Ypsilon and gets a wider footprint, with 30 mm, 1.2 inches, added to the front and rear tracks. Braking has also been upgraded, courtesy of an Epsilon system with monoblock 4-piston calipers and 355 mm discs up front. Visually, the Ypsilon HF stands apart with a sportier body kit and unique 18-inch alloy wheels. Compared to the standard model, it features redesigned bumpers with larger intakes, wider fenders with aero extensions behind the front wheels, a rear diffuser, and the HF badge featuring the iconic red elephant. It's offered in Nero Ardisia, Bianco Corso, and Arancion Lava, the last of which pays tribute to the racing liveries of classic Fulvia and Stratos models. Inside, the Ypsilon HF gets an electric blue dashboard, aluminum pedals, sports seats wrapped in Econyl, and a generous scattering of HF logos. Standard equipment includes dual 10.25-inch displays with custom graphics, wireless charging, ambient lighting, and Level 2 driver assistance features. Lancia's quirky, multifunctional coffee table console is also along for the ride. If the full-fat HF is a bit much for your wallet, or you just don't need all that power, the HF line delivers the visual flavor at a more digestible price. It wears the same bumpers and logos as the HF, but skips the wide fenders and drops down to 17-inch alloys. Inside, it gets its own version of sporty seats featuring a cannelloni-style design with orange stitching. It's still dramatic, just with a milder aftertaste. Despite its aggressive styling, the Ypsilon HF line doesn't come with any performance or chassis upgrades. It's available with either a mild hybrid 1.2-liter 3-cylinder engine producing a rather poor 109 horsepower, 81 kilowatts/110 PS, or the standard electric powertrain. In its ICE form, the HF line does 0 to 100 km per hour, 62 miles per hour, in 9.3 seconds, a full 3.4 seconds slower than the HF. Oddly enough, it manages a higher top speed of 190 km per hour, 118 miles per hour. The Ypsilon HF is scheduled to hit European dealerships after the summer, while the HF line is already available for order. In Italy, the fully electric HF starts at €39,200, $45,900, which makes it the priciest Ypsilon ever sold. The HF line, on the other hand, starts from a much more palatable €22,450, $27,300, with the mild hybrid. Lancia isn't stopping at the road-going versions. The brand also shared details on two racing-spec Ypsilons, both powered by non-electrified 1.2-liter turbocharged three-cylinder engines and featuring mechanical limited-slip differentials up front. The entry-level Epsilon HF Racing produces 143 horsepower, 107 kilowatts/145 PS, and aims for value-conscious racers with a starting price of €38,900, $45,600. At the top of the heap sits the Ypsilon Rally 4 HF, packing 209 horsepower, 156 kilowatts/212 PS, a 5-speed SOD gearbox, upgraded brakes, and proper rally hardware. That one will cost you though, as it starts at €74,500, $87,400.